Hi friends, welcome. My name is Gabby Coletta. We are out here today in Vedavoo, Wyoming, and today's practice is yoga for climbers, focused on hip mobility and balance. Whether you're a climber or not, I encourage you to join. For me, both the practices of yoga and climbing have been powerful pathways to presence. They have been practices that have enabled me to find greater connection, greater freedom from my mental tendencies or narratives. They have helped me generate my awareness around my breath and how I use my power. So much more. So I invite you to play with these sorts of ideas, whether you're a climber or not, knowing that these practices are always rooted in the foundational teachings of yoga, which are really meant to help guide us in this whole experience of being human. So without further ado, today we will start in child's pose. Go ahead and take your knees wide, your big toes touch. Let your sit bones sink towards the heels and your arms long in front of you. You can let the forehead come to rest on the earth. If it doesn't quite reach, place a block under your forehead or stack fists, hands. If there's another position that is comfortable for you, please take that. We'll be here for a few moments when we just invite ourselves to ground and arrive in the space. Wherever you are in your day, find yourself here on your mat. So if your mind is still lingering earlier in your day or anticipating what's to come, can you let that fall away and just notice your body, your bones sinking down into the earth, the arms getting heavy, the sits bones sinking towards heels. And take a big, expansive arrival breath. Inhale, stretching the breath in the back body. And sigh the breath out, empty it out, let it go. We'll do 2 more breaths like that. As you inhale, really expand the breath. Just notice where you feel it. And as you exhale, let your muscles soften. And once more, one big breath in, welcoming breath, just welcoming anything you feel in your body, tightness, opening, etc. And exhale, emptying the breath out, letting yourself be held by the ground, supported. So no effort here. Gently seal the lips and continue to deepen your breath in and out through the nose. Start to slow down the breath and almost iron it out. Lengthen the inhales, like you're sipping in air slowly. And let the exhales empty through the nose so slowly, like air is escaping through a pinhole. In yoga, it's understood that the breath is the bridge between mind and body. It's a way of connecting us in the here and now. And this slow, intentional breathing can be a powerful way to work with fear or emotions, or anytime our nervous system starts to get a little bit hijacked, whether you're on the wall or in life. So let the breath be slow here, just a couple more breaths. Imagine it washing over you, washing a sense of calm, grounding, feeling the steadiness of the earth beneath you, and releasing any tendency to effort or to do, just allowing your body to be here. One more big breath. I invite you to stay with this breath, maybe inviting Ujjayi breath, victorious breath, so still in and out through the nose, and a gentle constriction in the back of the throat, almost like you're fogging up a mirror. You can keep this breath through our practice as an anchor for your mind, for your presence. So if the mind wanders or gets caught in story, coming back to your breath is a tool for being here. Start to walk your hands over to the right side of the mat. If it's accessible, left hand on top of right, take a big inhale to stretch the left ribs, side body opens. And a big exhale to let the sits bones sink down a little more. Start to walk the hands through center, take it to the other side. Maybe right hand comes on top of left. Draw a big breath in. Feel the right ribs expand. And empty the breath out, let it go. Bring the hands towards center. Really spread the hands, start to enliven the arms. And then on your next inhale, rise up to table pose, all fours, shoulders stack over wrists, hips over knees, shins parallel and planted to earth. On your next inhale, draw your heart forward, lift the chin, the gaze, let the collarbones be broad. Then exhale to press the earth away and round, drop the head heavy. We'll move through a few rounds of cow and cat here. The inhale opens the front of the heart, the chest. The exhale presses the earth away as the spine rounds. Shoulder blades pull away from each other. Virahbdrasana cat. You're welcome to close your eyes if that helps you just tune into your body. And as you breathe here in cow and cat, I invite you to check in and see if your body needs anything else here. You can stay with these two movements or invite any intuitive movement. You can C-curve the spine, just getting length in each side of the body. You can barrel the torso almost like you're scraping peanut butter out of a jar. Imagining that you're kind of wiggling out any of the sticky parts in the body. Maybe some neck rolls, all different options. Just find what is suitable for your body, what it wants right now. Take one more breath here. And then come back to your table pose. Send the right arm up to the sky. Find this big wingspan across the chest as you pull shoulders away from ears. And then exhale to thread right arm under left. Rest the right shoulder, the right cheek on the earth. Thigh bones are straight up and down. Keep pressing your left fingers into the earth to spiral a deeper twist. Just starting to wring out the spine, creating length here. You can stay here, walk the left fingers forward for a little longer line of energy in the side body. Feel your right shoulder grounded and maybe lean into the right shoulder a bit, helping the mat traction a little more spiral, a little more twist as the top shoulder leans back. Guide your left hand to frame the face under the shoulder, press into the earth, right arm reaches to sky, unravel, and release right hand down. Other side, inhale, left arm sweeps up, find this big wingspan across the chest. Your exhale twists you, threading left arm under right, rest the left shoulder, the left cheek. And again, find the arm variation that works for you. You can press right fingers into the earth, deepening the twist, or walk the right fingers forward. See if every inhale can lengthen the spine, and every exhale can bring it out in a twist. Plant the right hand next to the face, press into the earth, unravel your twist to the sky. Inhale here. Exhale, hand down. Pause for a moment, really spread the hands, and then start to lift the heel of the hands up. Little finger push-ups here. Just kind of stretching the wrists, strengthening the wrists. And about 5 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. And then turn your left fingers towards your knees. Keep a little micro bend in both elbows, and then just circle the weight on the wrists here. Letting the forearms stretch out. See if you can relax the jaw, the tongue, the shoulders. Switch directions of the circles. And then switch hands. So opposite fingers towards the knee, little micro bend in both elbows, and then circle the weight on the wrists. Notice your breath if it's shifted. Can it still be steady and long? In the other way. Then all 10 fingers face forward here in table pose. On your next inhale, send your right leg out to the side, 90-degree bend. and then bring it back in. Try to keep even weight in both of your hands. And we'll do that 4 more times. Open and close. Option to open with a little kick, even weight in both hands, and close. Last 2. Last one. When your leg is open, straighten the leg if you haven't done that already. Release right sole of the foot down in line with the left knee. Go ahead and square your hips to the earth. Walk your hands long in front of you. Take a big inhale to lengthen the torso, and then exhale, melt your heart towards the ground. Little variation of anahatasana, heart melting pose. Just getting a nice stretch into the inseam of our right leg. Keep melting the sole of the right foot down. Take one more breath here. Start to walk the hands towards you so they're underneath the shoulders. Inhale, lift the right leg up, send it long and back. Knee to nose, draw it in. Drop the knee, unfurl the spine, draw the heart forward, lift the chin, the gaze. Cat pose, press the earth away, round, head heavy. And come back to your neutral table. We'll do this again with our left leg. On your next inhale, open up the left knee, 90-degree bend out to the side, and then draw it back in. We'll do that 5 more times. Option for your little kick to the side if you want it, trying to keep hands weight even. Last 3. Last 2. And 1 more. Straighten the leg if you haven't. Plant the left sole of the foot down on the earth this time, and then square your hips to the ground as you walk the hands long in front of you. Let your inhale lengthen the spine. The exhale, melt the heart towards the earth. So allow for a little bit of shoulder opening here. And see if you can send your awareness, maybe the breath, down the inseam of your left leg as you melt the sole of the left foot down. Start to walk the hands towards you so they're underneath the shoulders. Lift your left leg up, send it long and back, hips square to the mat. Exhale, knee to nose, round in, and then drop the knee, unfurl the spine, heart draws forward and up, lift the chin, the gaze. Cat pose, round the back. Come back to your neutral table. Tuck the toes. And then walk your hips back, lift your torso up. So yogi toe stretch here. And then make sure your pinky toe is getting some love too. So just really opening up the bottoms of the feet, especially if you do spend time climbing and cramming your feet into tiny shoes. This can be a really nice opening for the soles of the feet. And in yoga, it's said that we have chakras, or energy centers, in the bottoms of our feet, which help connect us to earth, our sense of grounding, balance, of steadiness. So just take a moment breathing here. If you want, you can add a little wrist love in here, interlace the hands, draw the elbows together, and draw some figure 8s. Switch the direction of the figure 8s. If your hands aren't interlaced, interlace them, and then press the palms to the sky, grow tall, knit the low ribs in. Inhale here, and then crescent to your right, get a side body stretch. Inhale back to center, crescent up and over to the left. Come back to center, release the hands down, untuck the toes and give your toes a little love tap. And when you're ready, we'll meet in down dog. Tuck the toes, hips up and back, Adho Mukha Svanasana. First down dog of practice. The next 3 breaths are yours, just to greet your body in any intuitive way. You can pedal the feet, stretching the calves, sinking the heels to the earth. You can swivel the heels side to side, getting a little side body stretch. About 2 more breaths of exploring your own body. Start to find steadiness and grounding in your down dog. Really spread the hands, anchor through the L of the hands. The space between the pointer and middle finger are facing forward. Let the back of the neck get long. Press your heart towards the back of the mat as you keep a little bend in the knees. And then sink the heels down. Take a big inhale, let the ribs expand in all directions, and a full exhale to empty it out. On your next inhale, ripple forward to plank pose and pause. You can always lower your knees to the earth. Let the collarbones broaden here. Let the back of the neck be long, knit the belly in. Low ribs in 2. One more breath here, just strengthening core, contributing to our stability of our whole body, our whole system. And then hips up and back, down dog. Notice if your breath has shifted. See if you can keep breathing. And then we'll do that twice more, holding each time. Inhale, ripple forward to plank or modified plank. This time, if you want to add a little extra fire, you can traction the hands towards the feet. So this isometric movement, hands towards feet, just kind of lights up the core a little more. See if you can add a little space behind the heart, the shoulder blades, just puffing it up a bit. And then hips up and back. And then once more, inhale, ripple forward to plank. Here for 3. Steady the breath for 2. And lower knees, chest, chin to the earth, slide onto the belly, untuck the toes. Take the arms wide, come to tent on the fingers, wide arm bhujangasana. Press into the tops of the feet as you lift the heart up. Exhale, forehead down. Twice more, inhale, lift the heart, draw the navel in. Exhale, ripple forehead down. And once more, inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, release. Take the hands underneath the shoulders, elbows point straight back. Tuck the toes, draw the navel in, and actually walk the hands even lower, like so they're low ribs. Really enliven the legs, knees peel off the earth. If you're wanting it, press through plank and then find down dog. Use your knees if you need. Take your feet as wide as the mat, point the toes out, the heels in, start to sway into the hips side to side, and maybe noticing any sensation that emerges. And just waking up hip creases, backs of legs. One more breath here. Parallel your feet, shift your gaze to the front of the mat. Start to walk your feet up to the top, just mindful of each footprint, knowing that this is connection to grounding, our sense of balance, our steadiness. We'll meet in forward fold uttanasana at the top. You can grab opposite elbows, you can let your arms drape heavy. If there's another variation that serves you, please take that. Often if our hips are tight, we might have tightness in the neck and shoulders. So if that's the case, you can interlace the hands behind the nape of the neck, elbows traction, point down to traction some length. One more breath here. Release the hands to the earth. Inhale, find your half lift. Hands can come to shins, thighs, top of mat, bricks. Exhale, release, fold inward. Twice more, half lift. Your breath creates length in the spine. Pull shoulders away from ears. Exhale to fold. And once more, half lift. Navel draws in, ribs draw in. Exhale to fold. The soft bend in the knees and just roll yourself up. Really press through the 4 corners of the feet and just let the body respond. This unraveling of the spine all the way to Tadasana, mountain pose. As you arrive in mountain pose, take your feet hips width apart if they're not there. Lift up all 10 toes so you feel the 4 corners of your feet press into the earth. Start to activate the inner arches, drawing them up, almost like you're pulling energy up through the earth, and then soften your toes to the ground. Lengthen your tailbone down. We're going to move through a variation of classical suns. When you're ready, reach the arms to the sky, vrksasana, grow tall. Exhale to fold forward, hinging at the hips all the way down, uttanasana, forward fold. Find your half lift, long spine, navel draws in, shoulders peel away from ears. Plant the hands, step right foot back. Right foot back, draw knee to the earth, untuck the toes. Asana here. Scissor the inner thighs together, lift the heart. Exhale, release the hands down. Tuck your back toes, step into plank. Modified chaturanga or the full version, your choice. Lower knees, chest, chin, or halfway down chaturanga. Inhale to low cobra or up dog, your choice. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, down dog, either using your knees or pressing through plank. Send your right leg up on the inhale, long line of energy, and then step it between the hands. Drop your back knee down. Untuck the back toes, Anjane here. Lift the heart, the gaze. Exhale, hands to the earth. Tuck the back toes, gaze to the front of the mat, and then step forward to the top. Find your half lift. Long spine. Exhale, fold inward. Reverse swan dive, press to the feet, gather up your energy, your presence, palms meet at the top, and then hands come to heart center. Same thing, left leg leads this time. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead, vrksasana. Exhale, hinge at the hips, fold yourself all the way in half, forward fold. Half lift, long spine, weight in the fronts of the feet, the balls of the feet. Exhale, plant the hands, step left leg back, knee drops to the earth, untuck the toes, reach the arms up, Asana, maybe sensing into the opening of the hip flexor and psoas. Exhale, release the hands down. Tuck back toes, step into plank. Chaturanga, modified, your choice. You're connecting Vinyasa. If you're Chaturanga, ing. Pitch forward, lower halfway. Inhale, up dog, soft bend in the elbows, navel in. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Left leg rises to the sky, draw it up from the inseam of the leg, long line of energy, and then step the foot between the hands, drop back knee down. Anjane here, completing our sun salutation, heart lifts, palms face each other. Exhale, hands to the earth. Look forward to the top of the mat, step forward, find your half lift, collarbones broad. Exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive, press to the feet, rise tall, palms meet at the top. And then hands come to heart center, samastitihi. We'll transition together from here, feet hips width apart. Sink the hips low, graze fingertips on the earth, reach the arms up for utkatasana, fierce pose. Let the weight sink into the heels, almost like you're gonna fall back. Even your toes could lift off a little bit here. You can see your toes. Lengthen your tailbone down, lift your heart a little more. Anchor your gaze on one spot. Your drishti is a form of grounding, of balance, of stability. Inhale here. On your exhale, fly your arms back, rise onto your tippy toes for drinking bird, challenging your balance for 3, for 2, and 1. Fold forward. Find your half lift. Then plant the hands, step back, rinse through a vinyasa. You can always skip it, take a down dog, a child's pose. Find what will serve you. Down dog is where we meet in about 2 more breaths. Find your breath. Notice if the mind has wandered or gone into story. And can you bring it back into the present? Next, inhale, right leg rises high to the sky. Open up the hip. Stack right hip on top of left. Maybe bend and extend the leg, or just find your own mobility here, exploring sensation in the hip. And then next, inhale, square off the hips, really reach through that right heel. Exhale, right knee to right elbow as your weight shifts forward, shoulders over wrists. Inhale, send your leg long and back. Exhale, knee to nose, round the spine, upper back has cat pose. Send your right leg long and back, and then carve the knee across the chest for a twist, strengthening core. Send your leg long and back. Knee to nose, plant the foot between the hands, rise to crescent lunge, all 10 toes face forward. You can widen your stance like you're on railroad tracks if that gives you a little more stability. Start to square your hips forward. Take a little bend into your back knee so the tailbone lengthens down, just getting a little stretch. And as long as it's not too tight or too tense here, you can start to straighten your front leg, opening up the front of your left leg. You're welcome to hold your crescent lunge here. Scissor the inner thighs together, let the side body get long, really lift out of the fingers, or add some pulses. Inhaling as you exhale, cactus the arms and tap your back knee to hover. We'll do that twice more. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, tap the back knee to hover. Once more, and hover. Find your crescent, inhale. Open up warrior 2, front heel in line with the back heel of the arch. So we're opening hips and shoulders to the long edge of the mat. And then soften your shoulders down the back. Shift your gaze over your right fingers. Really press into the 4 corners of the feet. And if you want a little more strength here, traction the feet towards each other. Keep encouraging your right knee towards the pinky toe edge. And then flip your front palm up, find reverse warrior, side bending here. So really opening front ribs, right ribs to the sky. Take another inhale to really lengthen right side body. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down, pause. Back heel spins up, left hand stays grounded, right arm to the sky, revolved lunge. 3 breaths here. You can always drop your back knee to the earth or take a brick underneath your left hand. Can you keep pressing the left thigh up if your knee is lifted? And then twist from the navel, the ribs, the heart as you relax shoulders down the back. One more inhale. Then mindful transition. As you exhale, release your right hand to the inside of the front foot and then pivot to face the long edge of the mat. Take a bend into your back leg, foot externally rotated, so knee in the same direction as the toes. Skandasana, side lunge here. You can keep your hands on the earth for the most grounding, or you can take them to heart center, but we'll start to swish it out in the hips, side to side. So a little more balance challenge, hands at heart center. Maybe you explore your freedom, your expression, flying the arms. Maybe one day the heel will sink down, maybe not, but just exploring. About 2 more breaths here. When you're even on both sides, you'll walk your hands to the front of the mat, pivot all 10 toes forward, and toe heel your right foot to the side. So we're in a lizard lunge here, or a runner's lunge, lizard lunge. On your inhale, you can draw the heart forward, tap the back knee down, and then exhale to straighten the front leg, draw your toes towards you, and bow inward. We'll do that twice more. Bend into the front leg, right shin bone is straight up and down, heart lifts. Exhale, straighten. Once more. And straighten. Bend into your front leg, look forward. Step your left foot to the outside of your left hand. We're taking it into yogi squat. Sink the hips down. Bring the elbows towards the knees. Press the elbows into the knees as you lift heart into thumbs. Now, if this doesn't feel comfortable, you can roll the mat or place a blanket under the heels. If you're kind of dumping the weight into the inseam of the feet, then wiggle the feet out a little bit. One more breath here. And release, hands down, send the hips up. Start to toe heel the feet in. Nice job. Find your half lift. Exhale, fold. Either slow roll or reverse swan dive all the way up to stand, your choice. Take a moment as you arrive in mountain pose. You can keep the gaze soft or close the eyes. Just notice your breath and anything that's conjuring up in your mind. And I invite you to imagine a mountain, the steadiness of a mountain, its ability to weather the storms. And similar to that, can you find the stillness of the mountain? The way it watches as different weather systems come through. Can you watch whatever comes through your mind? Just letting it come in and out. Slowly open the eyes if they were closed. Feet hips width apart. Sink the hips low, graze fingertips on earth. Reach the arms up, find Utkatasana. Fierce pose. Sink a little lower, lift the heart. Any tightness in the shoulders, you can take this into cactus arms. See if you can lengthen the tailbone down a little bit here. Breathe. Can you still stay in tune with your breath? And just notice if discomfort arises, can you be in these moments of discomfort? Trusting that they will pass. Can you stay grounded in your body, your breath for 3, for 2, for 1, steady your drishti, your gaze on one spot, and then fly the arms back, rise onto the tippy toes, a little balance challenge. 1 more breath in drinking bird, and fold. Half lift, plant the hands, step, float, travel back, Move through your connecting vinyasa or skip it, your choice. If you're doing chaturanga, make sure not to dip the shoulders down, but really keep them stabilized. Lift the heart. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Right into our other side, we journey left leg up, and then open up the hip. Again, you can find your own freedom of expression, of just sensing into your body, your hip. Bend and extend, or find some circles. Just exploring mobility here. Reach your left leg long and back, square your hips to the earth. Exhale, left knee to left elbow, shoulders over wrists. Leg reaches long and back. Knee to nose, round the spine, draw belly in. Reach the leg long and back, and then find a twist, knee to opposite elbow, carving it across the body. Reach the leg long and back, and then step it forward, rise to your high lunge, crescent lunge. Pull your left hip forward, your right hip back. Front shin is straight up and down. If it helped you to feel a little more sensation in the front of your right leg, you can take a little bend into the back knee, lengthen the tailbone down, just creating space in the low back, and then straighten the back leg. You're welcome to find stability here holding crescent, or add the little pulses on your exhale, cactus the arms, and tap the back knee to hover. Rise up. Twice more. And once more. Inhale in your crescent. Exhale opens you to warrior two, virahbdrasana 2. So find your warrior 2 here and see if you can really root through your feet. So much of hip opening is what enables us to feel a little more grounded emotionally, mentally, so that when there's these crazy winds of our mind, of thoughts, of life, we can find our steadfastness, our rootedness. So relax the shoulders, sink in. Keep pressing the left knee towards the pinky toe edge. See if you can breathe across the heart, along the arms. And then flip your front palm up. Find reverse warrior, reach up and back for that side stretch. Keep sinking into the front knee. Take another inhale to canvas, opening in the left lungs, left ribs. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down, revolve lunge, right hand to the inside of the front foot. Left arm sweeps up. And again, take what you need in this practice. You can always drop the back knee down, place a brick underneath your hand. Can you use the breath here to find more depth? So every inhale invites this opening across the chest. And then every exhale deepens the twist, wringing out the spine, lengthening, all while keeping the integrity in the legs. One more inhale here. Release the top arm down, and then turn to face the long edge of the mat, skandasana, side lunge. We'll take it side to side. Knee in the same direction as the toes. And just feel into the hips. If you have hypermobile knees or you hyperextend your legs, keep a little bend in the knees. And take this a couple more times, side to side. When you feel even on both sides, walk your hands to the front of the mat. Start to toe heel your left foot to the side for your runner's lizard lunge. Shin bone is straight up and down. And then we can add those little pulses. Drop the back knee, lift the heart, soften the shoulders down the back. Exhale, straighten the front leg, pulse inward. Bricks are really great here too. See what will serve your practice. Heart opens. Exhale, fold in. Once more. And fold. Bend into the front leg, look forward, step your back foot to the outside of the right hand. Pause here. Lift the heart into the thumbs. So yogis, a few ways to fly, your choice. If you want more grounding, more hip opening, stay here. If you want a little bit of fire, a little core, you can work your way into vrksasana, crow pose. If you're new to it, I recommend maybe having a brick to just prop your hips up. And if fear is a factor of falling forward, you can place one in front of your face. Plant the hands down, wrap the elbows back, draw the knees as close to the armpits as possible, start to lean forward, and then maybe one foot comes off the brick, maybe two. Maybe you stay grounded, just feeling into the hips here. We'll take about 2 more breaths. One more breath. Wherever you are, plant your hands, your feet, lift your hips up to the sky. Start to toe heel your feet in. Take a deep bend into the knees, slide the entirety of each hand under each foot, palm faces up. The toes are coming close to the wrist creases. Inhale to lengthen, traction lengthen the spine, and then exhale, fold head heavy, elbows out to the side, back of neck long. Find your depth as you melt ribs to thighs, pull elbows out, deepen into your folds, sit bones reach up. One more breath here. And slowly release. Half lift, long spine. Fold inward. Roll yourself up, one vertebrae at a time. Anchor into your mountain pose, steady here. Send your awareness back to your breath. Open the eyes, plant your gaze on one spot, again using your drishti as a form of stability. Start to ground into your right leg, big toes touch, heels slightly apart, and then swivel your left leg out to the side for tree pose vrksasana. You can keep your toe pads on the earth for a little more stability, or walk the foot up the leg, finding tree pose, just making sure the foot isn't on the knee, so above or below the knee. And then start to press leg into foot, foot back into the leg. So everything is zipping in towards the midline. As your hips square forward, the left knee draws back. When you feel ready, gather the hands at heart center, the sign of balance between Ha and Ta, sun and moon. Keep lifting your heart into your thumbs, stay here, or reach your arms up, grow long. Now you're welcome to stay here, really cultivating that balance through your grounded leg, crown of head reaches up, or take this into figure 4. Another variation of a hip opener, left ankle crosses above right knee as you sink the hips down. Notice if your hips become off level here, really activate your right glute. Tilt your pelvis forward, almost like you're pouring water, if it was a bowl, if we imagined. Breathe, steady the gaze. Here for 3, for 2. One more breath. Slowly come on up. Hug your left knee in. Take your right hand to the outside of the left knee and sweep your left arm back for a twist. Still working that balance here. Ground through your standing leg. Spin the outer left hip down. One more breath. And then bring your torso back to center, hands to heart. Inhale. Pour your heart forward really slowly, like you're moving through honey, really mindfully. Send your left leg back. You might stay here for a moment or land it in your crescent lunge. Reach your arms up to the sky, big inhale, open up warrior 2. Flip your front palm up. Inhale, find your reverse warrior. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down. Back knee drops, untuck the back toes, reach the arms forward and up. Then bring the hands to heart center as you lift up out of the hips. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, twist to your right. Hook the left elbow. We'll hold this for a little longer. Start drawing the top shoulder back. Spin the outer right hip down. One more breath here. Come back to center. Inhale. Then exhale, take the hands to frame the front foot. Tuck the back toes. Send your right leg long and back, 3-legged dog. Float it through your vinyasa or skip it, your choice. Down dog is where we meet. We have one more side of standing to journey. From your down dog, bend the knees deeply, gaze at the front of the mat, step or float to the top, your choice. Half lift long spine and then fold inward. Soft bend in the knees to roll yourself up or reverse swan dive, your choice. Find your mountain pose again. Steady through the feet. Press into the feet, find a lift in the heart, the crown of the head. You can take your hands to hips if that helps. Just square your hips forward. Big toes touch and swivel your right leg out to the side. Again, this could be your vrksasana, your tree pose. Are you still breathing? Find that steady breath and then work your foot to whatever degree you wish. Hips square forward, right knee presses back. Any pain in the low back, really draw the belly in, activate your core here, lengthen your tailbone down. Then hands gather at the heart. Can you start to imagine your body almost like the core of an apple? So everything is squeezing in, your core is stabilizing. So even though we're finding this balance here, there's all these minute and small adjustments that our body is making, just out of its own intelligence and effort. Stay or grow your leaves, reach your arms to the sky. Allow for these wiggles and just know they are part of the process. That to be in balance, we have to come out of balance several times, even to recognize that we might be out of balance. Bring the hands to heart center. If you're migrating into figure 4, cross right ankle over left knee, sink the hips down. Again, try to keep your hips level. Keep flexing your right ankle just to protect your joints, your knee. Breathe here for 3, 2. We're almost there. Stand up. Square your right knee in, left hand to the outside of the right knee, right arm sweeps back. Use your breath to find this twist. If you want a little extra balance challenge, gaze over your right thumb. Come back to center. Hands to heart, big inhale here. And as you exhale, pour your heart forward, kick your right leg back like you're moving through honey so slowly. And trusting all the little muscles in your ankle that's strengthening in its effort to stabilize. Land the toes at the back of the mat. Reach the arms up, big inhale. Open warrior 2, exhale. Flip your front palm up, reverse. Find that side stretch here. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down. Drop your back knee, untuck the back toes, Anjane here. Reach the arms forward and uplift the heart. And guide the hands to heart center. We'll move into our twist as we lengthen spine. Then exhale, twist to the left. Hook the right elbow. Press elbow into knee. Draw your left shoulder back. Keep spiraling the outer left hip down. Then relax the jaw, the tongue, the face. Find your breath here still. Your breath is this portal into presence, into depth of the pose. Every exhale ringing you out. Next inhale, come back to center, reach the arms up, and then release the hands down. Send your left leg long and back, 3-legged dog. Option to float it through your chaturanga if you want, or skip it. Down dog is where we'll meet as we work our way to the earth. Right leg rises high. Exhale to take the right knee behind the right wrist for your pigeon pose. Drop the back knee, untuck the toes. If you want a deeper hip opener, you'll work your shin towards parallel with the front of the mat. If your hips are really tight, you might bring the heel closer to the groin, but square your hips forward, maybe place a brick under your right sit bone, and then inhale, lengthen the heart. As you're ready, exhale to bow forward. You can rest forearms on the earth, a brick under third eye center. If this creates any pain in the knee, or if it's just not quite comfortable, you can take figure 4 on your back. So find your grounded hip opener. If you're in pigeon, can you sense every inhale, this lengthening? And then every exhale, just letting the hips get heavy, the back leg get heavy, the shoulders soften down the back. If you're in figure 4, can you really let the back body just imprint into the earth? Lengthen your tailbone forward as you press the right knee forward. And wherever you are in any asana, any pose, soften the jaw, the tongue, the space between the brows. Start to allow your energy to settle from the heat of the practice. Maybe scan the body, just checking in for areas of holding, of tightness, of control. And seeing where you can release. And just allow your body to open. Take one more breath. And when you're ready, you'll make your way into the hip opener on your other side. If you're in pigeon, you might drape yourself up. Send your right leg long, shake it out, rinse through Vinyasa. And then we'll find pigeon on the other side. Or figure 4 on the other side. When you're ready, settle into your depth. And see if you can just honor any subtle differences between the first side and this side. Relax the shoulders. Let the bones settle and ground a little more. Notice if there's a tendency to follow your thoughts into a story or a distraction. Can you be with your breath and your body here for just one more full breath? One more complete exhale. Eventually, where we'll come to meet is a seat. You can get there however you want. If you want to send the leg long and rinse through one more vinyasa, it's there. Otherwise, we'll arrive seated. Right leg extends, left sole of the foot comes in, almost like tree pose, but now we're sitting on the earth. Turn your torso towards your extended leg, flex the toes towards you, really activate the toes. Can you even stretch space between each toe? And then reach the arms up. Exhale, melt your heart towards your toes. Let the arms just drape on either side. You can find more depth here if you want, grabbing the outside of the foot, grasping for the wrist, maybe placing a brick. And then can we use our breath here again as a portal? Every inhale, the spine gets long. And every exhale, we find this folding, this turning inward. So oftentimes we can use our breath to tune in to what is alive in our body, in our internal landscape when our senses pull us outward. So whether you're moving through a challenge in life or challenge on the wall, we can use each inhale, each exhale as a way of sensing into our own internal landscape, speaking to our nervous system, inviting ourselves to ground in this body, in this moment, regardless of what we anticipate. Take one more breath here. Slowly rise up. We'll switch sides. Left leg extends, right sole of the foot to the inseam. Flex the left toes towards you. Maybe try to fan the air between the foot toes or stretch them. And reach the arms up. Exhale, bow towards your extended leg. Find your depth. And again, just coming up, trying to keep the rounding out of the upper back. So every inhale, the heart lifts, the spine gets long. Every exhale, the heart draws towards the toes. So less down and more out and forward. Let the back of the neck get long. Take the wrinkles out of the back of the neck. Soften the shoulders. Can you canvas the breath in the back body? Let the breath stretch the skin. And can the exhale fold you inward? Slowly come on up. Extend the legs forward. Take the hands behind you. You can point the fingers forward or out depending on what serves your shoulders, what feels comfortable. Plant the soles of the feet down. Reverse table just to counter that. Lift the hips, lift the heart here for 3. Tailbone lengthens forward for 2. And 1. Slowly lower your booty to the center of the mat. You might bring your bricks nearby you. We'll come all the way onto our backs. 2 options here for our final hip opener. You can take Supta Baddha Konasana. Soles of the feet touch, butterfly the knees out, placing extra support underneath the legs. One hand on heart, one hand on belly. You can also take Happy Baby. Soles of the feet towards the sky, grab onto the outer edges of the feet, the ankles, the calves. And as you press the feet up, the knees draw towards the armpits, the tailbone lengthens down. So choose your hip opener here. And I invite you to take any big yawns, stretch the jaw, lion's breath, just really releasing any tension in the jaw. Let it go. Then when you're ready, if you're in butterfly, draw the knees in. If you're in child's pose, bring them in too. Keep hugging the knees in towards the chest. Let your left leg drop heavy as you squeeze the right knee in towards the armpit. Scoot your hips to the right and drop the knee to the left for a final twist. Right arm comes out to the side, palm faces up, opening across the chest, the heart. Big breath in. Rinse water breath out, release. Bring it back to center. We'll switch sides, left knee in, right leg out. Scooch the hips an inch to the left, drop the knee across the body. And then open the left arm out. Big breath here. Full exhale. Come back to center. If there's anything you didn't get in your practice, please give yourself that. I will leave you in Shavasana so you can savor it as long as you wish. When you're ready, hug everything in. And then exhale, let it all go. Let your body ground completely to the earth, legs long and heavy. Arms on either side, palms face up, just receiving your effort, your practice, your focus. Take the biggest breath yet. And let it go, Shavasana.